Hi everyone, welcome back to Loca-Love, Volume 3, Episode 13, where we're about to find out who is saying this. And I'm sure we know who this is. So, anyways, in Episode 12, Ichitaro and Yachiyo wanted a place where they can enjoy their love without being bothered. And it turns out this place is the Love Hotel. So they begged the head priest, or Yachiyo's father, to allow them to stay late past Yachiyo's 6 p.m. curfew. So 10 p.m. And the father, or the head priest, reluctantly agreed. So they did come home for the new curfew time, but Ichitaro enjoyed Yachiyo so much that he got her pregnant. And obviously, it's a shock to everyone, including Ichitaro and Yachiyo. But surprisingly, everyone, including the head priest, is happy about their newborn child. So, wow, I can't wait to see what your new baby looks like, Yachiyo, and I can't wait to see Ichitaro and Yachiyo as new parents. And they think that it's because the goddess is working behind the scenes. So, even though they can't see the goddess anymore, their love must have matured to the point where it gave this goddess lots and lots of psychometric powers, to the point where the goddess might have regained her full strength and is able to use it to maximize the luck, love, and happiness of everyone who goes to the shrine. So anyways, let's see how it goes. So this will be the last episode in this volume, and let's see how this ends. So first, so the goddess has returned, and I wonder why. Because the reason why this goddess disappeared is because Yachiyo lost her virginity, her pure, and her pristineness, and that meant she can no longer see or interact with this goddess anymore. Interesting mystery. I stare forward, moving like a deer caught in the headlights. Wait, so it really is her. She's here, plain as day, smiling broadly and flamboyant, waving her fan. So wait, why can't we see her? So my faith in you has never wavered. Wait, what? How? Wait, Your Holiness? So I'm sure it's like, wait, so why can't we see you?
So
what you said is true, so when you lost your purity, that means I can't manifest or materialize before you anymore. So what's different now? Wait, 3? Wait, you mean? Oh, okay, so even though you are not pure and pristine anymore, so you lost your virginity, but that's not true for your newborn daughter. So your newborn daughter is once again pure and pristine, and that means I can make my appearance again. So that means...
そう、お主らの捧げてくれたことの葉を知るべに。八千代の腹におる目の子を新たなよりしろにし、わし大復活というわけなのじゃ。
There you go. So rejoice. What? It's indeed a magnificent resurrection. Not only is the goddess herself here, but a whole fluffle of rabbits too. And they're bouncing all around us. It truly seems like a blessing.
さて、わしもお主らに捧げねばならぬことの葉があるの。
So what else does she have to tell them? The goddess grins cheekily.
わしの力はもう心配いらん。お主らのおかげじゃ。
Wait, so you're no longer worried. So what the?
うん。そしてお主らをずっと見守っておって分かったことがある。人は自然と惹かれ合うのじゃ。神はただそのきっかけを作ってやるだけで良いのじゃとな。
That's true. So it's up to you to present opportunities, or I present opportunities, it's up to you to use them to your fullest extent.
わしの縁結びはわしが出しゃばりすぎておった。じゃがこれからはもうそのようなことはない。して八千代、お主一太郎と共にこの社を継いでくれるのじゃろ。
So also I hear that you want to become a priest, and once you earn your priest license, you'll be a priest of this shrine, right?
はい、一太郎くん神職になると言ってくれましたので。
So it's true, and obviously they can't hide this from a goddess.
であらば、つまりこういうことじゃ。
And I'm sure this goddess can listen carefully to all the rumors. So she summons her rabbits and...
共に頑張ろうではないか。お主らの子育てとわしの破局のご利益などという評判の払拭を。神だけでも人だけでもどうにもならんのじゃ。そもそも神社とはそういう場所であったのだからの。
But I'm sure as future priest, you, Ichitaro, will find some way to cure or brush off that bad reputation about the charms causing misfortune. Yachiyo and I exchange glances. So it's taking all our efforts just to not burst into laughter in the goddess's face.
はい、はい、神様。
And as always, we are your humble servants.
うむ。
Mm-hmm. And where the gods bestow their gifts, people are sure to gather. We hold tight to the strings of fate woven into eternity, our blind wandering leading us to friends, lovers, and family. And the gods will never let go of our hands as they chaperone us through this life. And the end destination is bright for those who push their trepidations aside and trust in the divine guidance. And all you have to do is believe. And your future will be filled with joy and laughter. That's true, so you have to believe in this. Okay, so we're at the end of Loca-Love Volume 3. Well, actually the credits. And there is an epilogue for this volume, so I'm going to skip the credits because this is the same as Volume 1 and 2, and we've already seen this. Just that the flowers are different and the CGs are different. So anyways, let's see how this volume ends in the epilogue. So, on for a minute. Okay, so we're at the epilogue for Volume 3, and it is quite interesting that only this volume has an epilogue compared to Volume 1 and 2, and even though Kernel Blossom Volume 3 also had a special epilogue at the end, well, that story is chronological, so it follows 1 and 2, whereas for this Loca-Love series, these volumes aren't chronological, and they feel like character roots stemming from the non-existent common root. But anyways, so past the details, this person says, an angelic voice rings out through the shrine courtyard. So I lay my trusty bamboo broom down and look over to where the shout came from. Oh, so that voice is coming from their newborn child. So it looks like this epilogue takes place a few years after the main story because their child can now speak. Of course, I think we better go check on her.
Usagiのこと、Ichitaro君にお願いしようと思ったのに。
And we see their child. So I'm surprised that Yachiyo named this child Usagi, and that's the same name given to the child at the end for Memorial Closet. So I won't go into detail about that. But anyways, we see that this child has Yachiyo's eyes and Ichitaro's hair color. So mommy brushy time. Do you just want to cuddle with mom? And that's why you're using the brush as an excuse? Oh, really? Then how about a visit from the tickle monster? Well, no thanks. Haha, well, I tried. I'm sure Tickle Monster is scary and I don't want to be tortured by Dad.
でも、母様は今大事なお仕事をしているところですからね。いい子にしててね、うさぎ。
Well, I'm busy, so be a good girl, Usagi. Okay. It's been a very long few years. How many years? Snuggled in Yachiyo's arms is a young child who looks a lot like me and my wife. Our daughter, Usagi, has grown to be a beautiful little girl. And conceived on a warm summer night, much like today. Well, I mentioned my wife. Well, that's because I married Yachiyo just as I planned. Usagi is born soon after Yachiyo graduated from high school, and she came into our world with the blessing of everyone we knew, the parishioners, our classmates, our teachers, and our parents, including my father-in-law. And of course, the goddess has been watching over us for the entire crazy journey.
にしても、あなた、早いものですね。
So I wonder if Ichitaro is able to complete his college and earn his priest license. And have some years of experience under the head priest. Yeah, it sure has. It's hard to believe it's already been a few years since I first helped you make these charms.
結婚してからもあっという間だったね。
Well, I thought getting ordained into priesthood while raising a child would be more difficult. I guess it's true what they say, time flies when you're having fun.
まあそこはわしがついておるからの。
Well, I'm sure once Ichitaro gets his license, he can take as much time as he needs to in order to master being a priest, so it doesn't matter how long his apprenticeship under the head priest lasts. Well, I'm sure until the point where the head priest wants to retire and hand this whole shrine over to Ichitaro and Yachiyo. So anyways, the goddess is happy with... Well, don't forget to thank me.
神様そうよ。あなたの中にいらっしゃるの。
Yachiyo means this both figuratively and literally. Recently, the goddess apparently decided to take up residence inside our daughter. Well, I'm sure at this point, the goddess wants to help the daughter because the daughter is now the pure and pristine person. Well, although Usagi is not trained as a priestess, her name means bunny in Japanese. That's true. And apparently this is enough to allow for a deep connection between her and the gods. And the goddess's new home allows her to easily keep a close eye on me and my family.
神様がお姿を現してくださったから、私たちの結婚式は大盛り上がりのお祭り騒ぎだったのよ。
And I'm sure you were the one who worked behind the scenes to get everyone to watch our wedding ceremony. So all the happy faces, all the excitement, and all the celebrations. And even the head priest and the priestess could see you that day. I'll never forget the looks on their faces. Wait, so this goddess was the goddess who ran our shrine?
だから言うたであろう。信じてもらえれば、わしは無敵なのじゃ。
Well, you certainly helped the charms make a comeback. Everyone and their dog wants one now.
そうだね。
These days, the rumor is that those who believe in the power of the shrine will be lucky in love, and those who don't, well, they're the ones who will meet with catastrophe. Well, in fact, the Sawago Tsukawa Shrine is now known for its matchmaking bunnies, a sharp contrast from the charms of misfortune superstition of yesteryear.
いやー、信じておらんやつに無理くり真意を示そうとか頑張っておったのが、マジにわしの間違いじゃった。
That's true.
しかし今は違うぞ。お主らのおかげで信じてくれる者も増えたしの。
So as long as I get more of you to believe in me and my powers. Well, who knows if we would be where we are now if it weren't for you playing Cupid in the first place.
本当にね。幸せだね。
Well, everything is now a hectic whirlwind, but how can I not be grateful for the life you've given me? Okay, says the daughter. Yes, I'm particularly thankful to have you, Usagi.
まったくなのじゃ。
And don't forget it. I don't think I ever could forget. So fate brought me love, and love brought me a family. Hand in hand, we'll face everything that comes our way. We both pour our hearts into these charms, or all of us, so that one day, perhaps every soul in the city could find its pair. Ever since that fateful day many summers ago, the feeling of contentment has made a home in my heart. When I look at Yachiyo and my family, I know this is where I am meant to be. And I'll stay here for eternity. And Ichitaro, Yachiyo, and Usagi live happily ever after with the goddess. The end. So my take on this volume with Yachiyo Shizuki. So unfortunately, this was my least favorite volume out of the three. So the beginning is nice with Yachiyo doting on Ichitaro as if she was his big sister. So waking him up, taking care of him, dressing him up for today's work in school, and most importantly, giving him the pats. But then once Yachiyo and Ichitaro confess to each other and become a couple, Yachiyo suddenly became all horny to the point where she doesn't mind talking about all this explicit stuff. And it got to the point where I had to decide whether or not to keep this line or to cut it out. But it does emphasize the fact that Yachiyo has lived a sheltered life, and she was under strict orders from her father, aka the head priest. But once she has a boyfriend or a future husband, Ichitaro, all this repressed memories started to leak out. So also, having the goddess in this volume didn't help make it better, because in volume 1 and 2, it feels like Ichitaro is trying to win either Kojika in volume 1 or Neo Artagawa in volume 2 on his own. And it's like the couple naturally forms. Well, maybe because of the charms, but that's a different story. But here in this volume, it was like the goddess is pushing Yachiyo and Ichitaro to become a couple. And she was doing it for her sake. The fact that if I don't make a couple, then people will stop believing in me. And if enough people don't believe in me, then I'll disappear for good. And that shocked Yachiyo and Ichitaro because they want this goddess. So without a goddess, all the charms and the prayers are useless at this shrine. So it was like Yachiyo and Ichitaro are forcing themselves to be together as a couple. But thankfully, everything worked out. So there is one problem with Yachiyo, the fact that she's this mascot or this trophy person, and even though everyone in town idolizes Yachiyo as this model female person or this model Japanese woman, the problem is that Yachiyo has no one she can be close to. So someone she can share personal feelings with. And the only person who could break that shield is Ichitaro, which is why the classmate Neo Artagawa and the co-worker Kojika gave their charms to Ichitaro. So also in volumes 1 and 2, I mentioned how the girls, they're kind of based on characters from older roaming titles. So Kojika felt like Shizuri Yonezuki from Yukikoi Melt, and Neo Artagawa felt like Yogiri Kuchifusa from Pure Girl. And for this volume, Yachiyo Shizuki, she's kind of more like an original character. But if I had to pick one, I'll say Yachiyo Shizuki is based from Shino Akune from Current Blossom. So both are older than the main character, and they both like to dote on the main character as if they are the big sister. And also, they are both child friends with the main character. So for Current Blossom, Shino has been taking care of the main character Keiji for a long time because his parents passed away in a lab accident. And Shino likes to dote on Keiji, taking care of him. And unlike Yachiyo, Shino does look like a big sister to Keiji. So she does have a nice bust, well, a big one, to the point where Kumiko makes fun of Shino, the fact that, if you used your body more, you would have had Keiji all over you. But for Shino, it's like, well, I'm overweight, so I'm not perfect. I'm 3 kilograms over. So now that I'm past Loca-Love, the trilogy, I don't have any more plans to bring new Frontwing titles to this channel, so I have lots of B-list titles from Frontwing. So Pure Girl, Innocent Girl, Yukikoi Melt, Chrono Blossom 123, Moment Closet, and now Loca-Love 123. And I can bring the A-list titles, so the Grisaya Fan Trigger, Island, and now Hatsumira, which just got released on Steam. But I actually want to try something new and move on to other titles not from Frontwing. So I also plan to move away from Pull Top as well, given that I have about 7 titles on this channel. So once I get past If My Heart Had Wings, Flight Diary Fan Disc, I hope to bring in new publishers on this channel. And with that in mind, I'll see you in a future playthrough on a future game.